When the county courthouse was built in 1762, it became known as the Common Temple because the first churches took turns in using it for worship. Independent congregations such as the Calvinistical Reformed Church, established by Thomas Jefferson himself and led by Reverend Charles Clay, worshipped there throughout the War for Independence. A new non-denominational Union meeting house was operating nearby as of 1817, but eventually each major denomination erected their own houses of worship between 1825 and 1836. The first was Christ Episcopal Church, which originally faced Jefferson Street, but the present structure replaced it in 1898 and switched the entrance to the opposite end facing High Street. Its first minister was Frederick Hatch, and its most famous member was Jefferson. The first Presbyterian church and the first Christian church erected their buildings on the Market Street side of Lee Park. One of the early Presbyterian pastors was William Holmes McGuffey, who became nationally famous for his textbooks that were used in schools throughout the 19th century. The First Baptist Church and the First Methodist Church erected their buildings on the Jefferson Street side of Lee Park. Following the Civil War, a congregation of African American parishioners from First Baptist established their own church further west.
This congregation subsequently purchased the old Delavan Hotel on West Main Street, a building which had previously served as a Civil War hospital and as an African American school. The parishioners named their church Delavan Baptist Church. After the Delavan building was condemned and torn down in 1876, the parishioners raised money to build a new church by organizing concerts at the town hall. During construction, the parishioners worshiped in the local Presbyterian and Episcopal churches. In 1884, the new First Colored Baptist Church of Charlottesville was completed. In 1875, Charlottesville's second oldest African American church, Mount Zion Baptist, completed their first structure on the corner of West Main and Ridge Street. In 1884, Mount Zion's original wooden building was replaced by the current brick structure. Ebenezer Baptist Church, founded in 1892, was originally located on Vinegar Hill at the corner of 4th and Commerce Streets until a 1907 fire destroyed the Daughters of Zion building, which housed the congregation. Ebenezer rebuilt at its present location in the nearby Star Hill neighborhood of Charlottesville. Zion Union Baptist Church, founded in 1895, was also formerly located on Vinegar Hill until it was razed in the 1960s during the urban renewal. Zion Union Church has been at its present location on Preston Avenue since 1966. In addition to these many Protestant denominations, Charlottesville has had strong Catholic and Jewish congregations since the 1880s.
The Charlottesville area has had a Jewish presence since colonial times, and the city has been home to Jewish families since the late 18th century. Often the first act of establishing a permanent Jewish community, even before a synagogue is built, is obtaining a site for proper religious burial. In 1870, the land for Hebrew Cemetery at Elliott and First Street was deeded to the Charlottesville Hebrew Benevolent Society. Two prominent members of the congregation served as trustees. In 1882, the cornerstone was laid for the original Congregation Beth Israel Synagogue on Market and 2nd Street at the current site of the Jefferson-Madison Regional Library. It was the first synagogue in this region. In 1904, the federal government purchased the site for a post office. Building materials from the synagogue were used at the present Jefferson Street site. Local architect George Wallace Spooner designed the building in Gothic Revival, at the time a common style of religious architecture. The fleur-de-lis at the roof lines are sometimes mistaken for crosses. Spooner designed some area churches and other buildings in a similar style. Local congregations have shared their worship space during times of need. Fire destroyed the roof of the synagogue sanctuary in 1946. During the period of renovation and also during construction of additions in 1987 and 1994-95, a number of churches offered Congregation Beth Israel the use of their sanctuaries. Thomas Jefferson Unitarian Church used the synagogue when its new church was being built. When Holy Comforter Catholic Church across Jefferson Street underwent renovation, Congregation Beth Israel reached out to them. In the 1994-95 edition, the large assembly hall is named in honor of Harry and June Omansky. The Omanskys were proprietors of the Young Men's Shop on Main Street from 1931 until the 1990s. and were leaders of the congregation throughout that time. Bruce Wardell was the project's architect. Congregation Beth Israel is now home to 400 member families. It is the oldest continuously utilized synagogue in Virginia. It is also among the 20 oldest continuously utilized synagogues in the U.S.
My name is Mark Beliles. I'm pastor of Grace Covenant Church in Charlottesville and also serve as co-chair of the 250th anniversary celebration of the city.
This is Lehman Bates. I am pastor of the Ebenezer Baptist Church, Charlottesville, Virginia.
I'm Linda Lester. I'm a librarian and one of the volunteers at the Congregation Beth Israel Library.
Thank you very much.